Welcome back everyone to another Techapalooza. This time we have two games, both from Steam Next Fest, and both show a lot of promise. I don't want to get onto these because these guys are still fairly fresh and I want to show them immediately. Speaking of that, let's just get right on in. Planet Lust. Planet Lust is a top-down isometric-ish RPG where you play as the main character who is named Swan, a college dropout working a menial job who had ambitions of being a computer scientist professor. Honestly, I kind of feel you, man, considering what I'm doing right now. But after meeting an online friend for some drinks after you got done hacking into a big PMC called Crescent Army, both of you are massively impressed by your handiwork, and then doing a few side quests, finding a dog, then getting lucky, and tagging over people's graffiti. Hopefully that won't bite us in the ass later. Oh, by the way, this is based on the whole Y2K thing that happened as well. So, once time arrives and the year 2000 hits, well, the feds come into your door saying you're arrested. I'm kidding, it's actually the Crescent Army wanting to recruit you as their IT department. Sure as hell beats having an office job. But anyways, you're going to space with these fine young ladies as well. Now, the game's graphics are akin to the likes of Stardew Valley or Cloud Meadows, which, note to self, do a revisit on Cloud Meadows sometime later. The gameplay I really can't say much about. The controls are responsive, the keybinds are what I not like to call ideal, but hopefully they'll get some controller support. But yeah, this game has a lot of promise. Now for this game. This game has a bit of a classic feel. I'm talking about games that not only were fairly well crafted, but actively kicked your ass hard in the process. I'm talking about lustful chemistry. So, the story is this. You play as a chemistry teacher named Sabella who clearly has undiagnosed nymphomania and created a potion that gets people bricked up immediately. Clearly someone hasn't played Project X Love Potion Disaster. But anyway, your goal is to turn the whole world into a sex-crazed mess. Are you sure this isn't the person who dealt the hormone X to those chicks over there in Project X? So anyways, the game doesn't really look too bad. One thing I would have is a face up on the freaking icon over there. But other than that, the graphics does look the part, and also the character sprites actually do look distinct from one another, so that way they weren't blending into the background. Because that's a thing with some of these kinds of games. Sometimes the sprites actively blend in with one another. Thankfully, this one doesn't. Honestly, it should be just like a common baseline thing to not have your playable characters look like the background. But still. And by the way, I'm not just talking about in terms, when I talk about like the classic feel, I'm also talking about sometimes it has its rather bullshit moments, because this game plays like, well, early Mega Man. Weapons and all that jazz and all. Currently, as of right now, there's only roughly 4 lewd scenes. There is the nerd, the plant, the, I guess, girl, and then there's the headmaster. The first 3 I mentioned are fairly decently animated. And then there's the kamikaze enemies. But let's be honest here, the lewd scenes are what really matter. Anyways, both games show a lot of promise, and I hope to both of them that they'll thrive into something greater. Either have it be a complete product, or at least have it be a completely decent portfolio piece of work for other people. And I severely hope that this game does not get abandoned in the next few months. Trust me, we already have a fairly big pile of that shit already. But until then, everyone, good night and good luck.
If you overall enjoy the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications and community post. Also, if you want to throw some shekels his way, go to his Ko-Fi, and don't forget to follow Overlord on social media such as X and Pixiv.